From the KBIA Newsroom in Columbia, I'm Yasha Mikowajczuk. More than 10% of births in Missouri occur in maternity care deserts, according to the latest March of Dimes research. KBIA's Jaden Bates-Bland reports there's some new funding available to increase home visits throughout the state.
The Missouri Children's Trust Fund has received nearly $600,000 in federal funding to support rural prenatal home visits during pregnancy, as well as follow-up visits during the early years of a child's life. CTF Executive Director Emily Van Shankoff says they intend to use the funds to help support evidence-based prenatal home visit programs in rural Missouri. Home visits are meant to be a free option for families who can't easily access individualized prenatal care.
It's an exciting time period in Missouri that we've chosen to invest some of our federal funds in something that could have such a meaningful impact on moms and babies in Missouri.
Applications are open until August 28th. I'm Jaden Bates-Bland, KBIA News.
And Missouri has now reported more than 1,000 cases of cyclosporiasis, a foodborne illness that has spread across the country this spring and summer. The 1,095 cases reported Sunday by Missouri health officials are more than double last week's total and far above the state's annual average of about a dozen cases. Health officials say as the outbreak continues to spread, numbers may be delayed because it takes about a week for symptoms to surface. Also, they say increased awareness and testing have contributed to the rise in case counts. Federal agencies have linked the nationwide outbreak to lettuce from the company Taylor Farms, which has recalled its bagged iceberg lettuce sourced from central Mexico. The U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service recently announced it will conduct a year-long study to see if the plains spotted skunk belongs in the threatened or endangered species list. Harvest Public Media's Macy Byers reports.
Even the most dedicated wildlife watchers of the Great Plains may have never seen the plains-spotted skunk. The nocturnal squirrel-sized creature lives in prairies and forests and does a handstand when it's threatened. Prairie restoration organization Grasslands Unlimited submitted the petition asking federal officials to consider endangerment status. Executive Director Trevor Pellerite says the group filed a lawsuit after the agency was slow to act.
It's not any more or less important than any other species. If we want healthy ecosystems, then all of the animals that evolved to be a part of that ecosystem have to be protected.
He says if the plain-spotted skunk does gain endangered status, it could bring more conservation attention to the species. I'm Macy Byers, Harvest Public Media.
And the city of Columbia is considering lowering utility assistance for residents now that federal funding for COVID-19 relief has dried up. An audit of the city's utility assistance program found that eligible residents were receiving an average of more than $874 per person annually in benefits, much higher than the similar-sized cities that typically offer residents aid of $250 to $430. The Columbia Missourian reports during the 2027 fiscal year, which begins October 1st, the audit recommended that the city allocate a flat $400,000 rather than the more typical $600,000 as allocated in recent years. The city could then pay residents a maximum of $500 annually for electricity and $200 for non-electricity assistance. That funding would cover about 900 households. I'm Yasha Mikowajczuk, KBIA News, Columbia.